Hi guys, it's Kara, and this is going to be the first in a series of a few videos where I go over what I have in my various pencil pouches, pencil bags, all that good stuff. And I'm doing it for a couple reasons. The first one being, in July, I picked up a couple new pencil pouches. If you saw my July haul video, you'll remember the pink Delphonics bag and the cherry blossom Deldy bag that I got. So I picked those up, and then in August, which you'll see later on in the beginning of September, I actually show you that I have picked up a couple more pencil bags or pencil pouches or whatever you want to call them. And typically when I get new ones, that means that I kind of change things up a little bit. There's a couple bags that I have had out, this is one of them, the entire time and been using it the entire time since I purchased it. But when I get new ones, I typically change things around. And since I knew that was coming with these new bags, I decided to go ahead and do this series of videos so you can see what I'm using right now and what I'm using it for. And then just as kind of a little like bonus, at least for me, I'm someone who always really likes watching those videos. I like seeing what people carry around with them, what people like to use in their journals or their planners or in their art. And so I always find those videos pretty interesting. So if you like those kind of videos, then hang on, because this is going to be the first in probably 3 or 4 maybe. I'm thinking about doing a video on kind of what draws me to pencil pouches and maybe showing you my entire little collection of all the bags that I have. Trying to decide if I want to do that or not. Maybe if you guys want to leave me some feedback, that would be great. But I'm going to stop rambling and I'm going to start talking about the first pencil pouch or pencil bag, which is this one. Now it currently doesn't have anything in it because I took everything out just to show you how much I can fit into it, and I thought I would share what's in it and also talk a little bit about this particular item. This is, for those of you who are not aware, the leather carrier from the Superior Labor Company, and I purchased this at Baumkuchen. Hopefully I pronounced that close to correctly. I will put a link down below for that online store. Now this one is obviously in the black leather, and it's gorgeous. I've literally been using it since I purchased it. I will admit I've only taken it out with me a couple times. It's mostly near me on my desk, or if I, maybe going downstairs or in another room and I need my supplies, I might take this with me. It does come in 3 other colors. There's a dark brown, a light brown, which is called a camel, and then the nude version of it, which is kind of like the undyed leather, which I almost got. I was really tempted, but I'm just a basic black girl at heart, and so when I saw this one, I knew I had to go with it. I do want to point out that while I have nothing in it, it is obviously very compact, but you're going to see that it holds a whole bunch. So it is held together or held closed by this strap with kind of a belt-like type thing here. The strap is not attached to the whole bag or the whole leather carrier. It's only attached at this one point right here. It does have several little holes so that you can, keep this closed at different sizes depending on how much you want to store in it. And I guess if you wanted to, there's room to poke a few more in should you need to. I will be very honest and tell you that I keep mine at the very last one because I stuff this thing full of a whole bunch of stuff. So first off, I just want to tell you that this thing still smells great. It's really beautiful. It's weathering well. Now obviously because it's black, I don't think it's really gonna patina or anything, but I do like how the the pockets are kind of forming around the things that I keep in here, so I think that's kind of cool. When you flip it over, you first see the Superior Labor label right there, and then when you open it up, at the top here, you can see there is a stamp in there, and there are basically, move this the right way, 3 pockets. There are 3 that are basically the same size, and then this big one right here. So I thought I would just go ahead and show you what I keep in here, and then just keep in mind that because I have new pencil pouches and I have a different idea for how I'm going to store things, this is going to change. Now, when I use this thing, I tend to try and keep similar things in the pockets together. So for example, in this outside pocket right here, I keep these pens. And I'm happy to go over them with you. I am going to start off by saying, unless I say differently, most of these things have been purchased from JetPens, and I'll put a link down below to JetPens. You just have to shop around for all the items should you want them. If I got something in a different place, I will give that company or that store a shout out as I explain to you what all these things are. Okay, so first off, I always keep just some sort of a basic pen in case I want to write something, and that is what this is. This is a gorgeous little pen from Pen Gems, which I absolutely love. I have several of her pens. I do typically change out the ink for a much smaller nib, and I really like them. I think they're not only pretty but pretty functional, so that's in there. I have a Copic multiliner in black. This is 0.05 right here, and then I have a Tombow Mono drawing pen in a 0.3. I put this one in there a while ago to kind of test out using it. I haven't really used the Tombow drawing pens much. I happen to really like the Copics, but I wanted to give this one a try. I also have this American Crafts Slick Writer, which I've had for a really long time. It's supposed to have ink that dries really quickly on slick surfaces, like for example a photo. And I keep forgetting I have it, and I haven't really used it much. I did pick this up from Studio Calico, I think, or maybe Ali Edwards online, but I do really like the idea of being able to write it on photos, so I keep it around hoping to remember to use it. Then I have this Kuretake brush nib pen. This is one that I got in one of the Art Snacks boxes. I think I actually purchased it, the box, because I wanted this particular pen. It is a nib pen, and let me show you. I'll just do lines because I am not, and I'm sorry I said nib pen. What I meant is it's kind of like a brush pen, but it's a very, very firm one, so you're not going to get a lot of variation in this. Just to kind of show you so you can see it, it doesn't, I mean, I can do a little bit if I press, you know, lightly and then press down, so you can see that. But it's not a really large brush pen, I guess I'm trying to say, and I actually like that. I'm hoping to get better at brush lettering, which means I need to start practicing, but I do like that pen for that purpose. And it goes in this one as well. Then the last one in that pocket is this Platinum Carbon Black fountain pen. The lid pulls off, and you can see the pen's right there. It's got a pretty fine tip. And again, it's one that I like to have around. I think I actually probably first saw this maybe used by Romany of Romany's Realm, and I just really liked it. I liked it because the carbon black ink is waterproof, so if you are someone who likes to sketch with ink, this is a good option if you like to watercolor. I also really liked it because, if I'm really honest, I think it's just kind of vintage looking and very cool, and so I did purchase it for those reasons. And it is the last pen that I keep in here, okay? Then in the next pocket right here is where I keep all the pencils that I have in here, and there are quite a few, so I'm going to pull those over here. I have two, what I'm going to say are my two mechanical pencils. They're both Draftmatic. One is from an Art Snacks box, and I think again it was the reason I got it. And then this one was a special edition, and I want to say it was for an artist, maybe Mab Graves, if I'm remembering correctly. This one is in a 0.5 and this one is in a 0.3, and I really like them. They're beautifully made pencils, and so I keep those in here. I also have a lead holder, which I think I've shown you guys before. This is by Faber-Castell. It is the TK 9400, and basically it's similar to a mechanical pencil. I'm pushing at the end here to let the lead out and to push it back in. But it's a much thicker lead. This is a I think it's 2mm lead, and I really like that one too. I've used it a little bit. I'm finding as I try and sketch, for the most part, I tend to like pencils first. I get really nervous about using a pen. So I also have a Black Wing Palomino pen, pencil, and you'll notice that all the rest of these that are actual pencils have pencil caps on them because I don't want a lot of lead marks in there. I know that's kind of silly because it's going to be way down at the bottom of the pouch, but that's just the way I like it. Now this is a Mitsubishi pencil. It's got red lead on one end and blue lead on the other, and pen caps on both, so that's in there too. And then I have three versions, or three colors, I guess I should say, of the Stabilo pencils that are water soluble. I have a black, graphite one, and a brown, which these are really a lot of fun to draw with and have been favorites of mine. So I keep all of those in there. And again, they have caps on them. These are a different cap from the other one, obviously. And these caps, along with a few of these pencils, I actually picked up at CW Pencil Enterprise. I will try and remember to put a link down below to those guys. They have a ton of pencils, so if you're someone who really enjoys pencils and wants a variety, they're a great place to shop. And then lastly, I picked this pencil up from them as well. This is a Hester & Cook white pencil, which I keep in there too. I haven't used this one much yet, but I like the idea of having a white pencil in there to add some white color to drawings and things like that. So there are all the pencils. Now I'm putting these in there upside down, so I may have to kind of maneuver these a little bit. Actually, let me just do it right now, because I'm used to putting these together from obviously a completely different angle. So there we go. Okay, and then in this last small pocket, I keep a variety of Copic multiliners in different colors. As you can see, 0.3 and 0.5 are my favorites. I have, let's see, of course I have a pink one. I have a what they call a lavender one. I have a wine colored one. I have a olive colored one. And let's see, I have a cobalt colored one. And lastly, sepia or sepia, depending on how you like to pronounce it. I also have some grays, but I'm not super happy with the way they are writing. They leave, you know, when you write in a line with a marker type pen, and if you don't kind of draw the pen the right way, it leaves like a little dot or a little bit of extra ink down there on the line. That's what the gray ones are doing for me right now, and I don't like that. So I haven't been using any of the grays lately. But these are really great. I like the Copic multiliners. I can give you guys some more feedback on those if it's something you're interested in. So this last bigger pocket has kind of a variety of things in here, and I'm going to start by showing you the ruler I keep in here. This is a Midori ruler. It obviously expands out to be pretty long. I keep that in here. I keep a small little watercolor palette in here. This is actually, I mean, basically it's a business card holder, and then there's little metal pans in here. I purchased this all together from someone on Etsy, and if I can find the seller, I will link it down below. These are the colors that I have in here, okay? And they are from tubes of watercolor paint that I have let dry. These are some of the few watercolor paints I have in tube form, and I just keep the little color swatch in here, okay? And that slides right in there. I also have two water brushes. These are both Kuretake, and they are compact sizes, so they're obviously a little bit shorter than the norm. Let me see if I can reach one real quick that would be, okay, so here's, for example, a larger sized one, okay? So I keep these two in here. They are full of water. I try and keep them ready to go, and they're there. I also keep a Ranger Mini Mister full of water in case I want to activate the watercolors in that little palette. That kind of helps make it a little easier to do. I have a portable stapler. Again, this is from Jet Pens. I have a portable pair of scissors, again from Jet Pens, as most of this stuff is. And I also have a Prima, they call it a glue pen, it's a glue stick. I have one of those. Then I have a little set of pencil lids to refill those mechanical pencils. And lastly, I have one of my favorite erasers. This is a Tombow eraser. It's got a side that is kind of like sandpaper, and then a side that is like a regular eraser. And that slips in there as well. Okay, so let me get this a little bit better organized, because again, I did that upside down. Let's see. Just basically need to get the eraser in there better. Okay, so there is all of the stuff that I keep in here. And you can see it still folds down nicely. And then I fold it up like so. And I wrap this thing around to keep it closed. And it fits perfectly on the very last hole. So you saw how it started, and now you can see how it is when it's all full of stuff. Hopefully this gives you an idea of what this thing can hold. Now obviously if you don't want to carry these many things around, you don't have to. I happen to like having kind of every like basic thing that I would need. So if I wanted to, I could just kind of pick this up and go without taking any other bags. Now granted, I could put I could bring a whole lot more with me in other bags, and if I had time to pack, I probably would. But this is something that's just easy. It can come with me without too much of an issue, and I really like it. I will say that not everybody is going to want to stuff theirs as full as I do. I realize that. That's just, personal choice. And I will be rearranging this because I have a few ideas of how to do it a little bit differently. Sorry, I had to fix that side. But for now, this has really worked out, and I really like it because I have color options in here, I have drawing options in here, I have lots of pencil options, I have my water brushes. The only thing that I don't have in here that I would normally would be one or two of my travel brushes. I have those in a different thing for right now. But anyway, this is the leather carrier, again from the Superior Labor Company. Now I will tell you, this is quite an investment, I think, for most people. It is by far my most expensive pencil pouch or pencil bag, whatever you'd like to call it. But I do consider it to be an heirloom piece, something that's going to last for a really long time. And I would hope that maybe someday in the future, one of my children or grandchildren is using it, because it's just so beautiful. So it is, though, like I said, and a more expensive piece to buy. And I think I've kind of rambled on enough about this one. I hope you enjoyed seeing all the goodies in here. I will put links below to as many of the places as I can. I won't be linking specific items, but just know that unless I said differently, the majority of them are from Jet Pens, and you can go and look around and see what they still have in stock. They may have changed their products a little bit. If you have any questions on anything, let me know. If you'd like to see a more up-close review of anything in here, also let me know. I'm happy to do those. And I think that's it for now. In the next week or so, you'll see another one of these videos. And like I said, I'll probably do 3, 4, 5 of them, just because I have that many bags sitting around. And then maybe I'll give you an updated one too of how I change things up if you guys are interested. So once again, thanks so much for watching, and I hope you're having a great day wherever you're at. Bye everybody.